In the world of the living and in the realm of the dead, there are both champions and protectors. The gods and kings of DBZ rule the universe. But how many are there? And what are their rankings? You'll just have to watch the video. Cue the intro.
They can't compete with us. Nah, they can't compete with us. They can't compete with us. They're begging, we banging. やりたいように we go. That's the only way that we know. いつもいただくだけ。見逃したことない chance. くだらない rules, who cares?
There's no doubt that the world of Dragon Ball Z expands far beyond our imagination. Trying to enter into the mind of Akira Toriyama is like entering into an arbitrary and bizarro world. Just because the grass looks green on the other side of the fence, one should still expect the unexpected. The adventures can go from being magical to intergalactical, and there are times where the warriors find themselves fighting not only for the sake of the universe, but for the sake of the other world. It's crazy how these unpredictable elements have been nicely woven together because it creates thought and provokes it. Even if these things are set in a fictitious world of Dragon Ball Z, it harps on the realistic thoughts of man. How does the world work? What's beyond this point? If political powers govern the laws of the citizens, then who are over the political powers, so on and so forth? Is there a higher being that creates life? Or is everything just an esoteric clusterfuck? Some of the shining moments DBZ has going for it are the memorable settings and environments. They're so well grounded that it feels as though us, the viewers, know it inside and out. From the looks to the different levels of gravity, it could literally serve as a visual narrative on its own. The art directions can almost be numbing in their inventiveness, but works of art have to be created somehow. And there just so happens to be top tier levels of celestial beings who dictate not just the different worlds, but the universes. We're aware of the guardians of the different planets, but even though they reign over their worlds respectively, there's a divine power that rules over them. This leads us to the Kais, the heavenly kings who not only protect the universe, but safeguard the realm of the dead as well. The original name of their race is the Shinjin, also known as the God People. Essentially, they're the all-knowing beings who play a specific role in protecting their own respective quadrant of the universe. These beings have a lifespan of roughly around 75,000 years and are considered the precursors of the Dragon Ball Z world. What's interesting about this particular race is that they are heavily based off of Hindu and Buddhist mythology, the deities who watch over the four cardinal directions. Don't get it confused. Although the Shinjin are divine in their own right, they still must prove themselves worthy of being a Kai/ruler. They're born on the planet Kaishin, also known as the Supreme Kai planet, a larger version of King Kai's planet. Kaishin is a lush, greenish planet that consists of gigantic trees called the Kaiju. These trees just so happen to make the Shinjin in the form of a fruit. These Shinjin can possibly take the role of a Kai if they're incredibly lucky, or if they're born from the special golden fruit. But like there are good apples, there are also bad apples. The evil Shinjin, born from the tree, are cast into the demon realm located at the very tip of the universe. As I've mentioned a lot in all my previous videos, the origins of Dragon Ball Z play a close esoteric tune surrounding religion. It sort of reminds me of the angelic cherubim and the demonic Nephilim. In different biblical translations, the cherubim were allowed to stay in the heavenly kingdom in exchange for their loyalty to their creator, while the Nephilim were casted out of the heavens in a bolt of lightning after defying their creator. Unlike the cherubim, the Nephilim lost their beauty and took on a demonic and grotesque form. So essentially, this isn't a tune that a minority of the religious viewers haven't heard before. The Kais and the demons have been rivals since the dawn of time itself. The universe of Dragon Ball Z consists of 10 Kais in all, with each having their own ranking. You have your regular Kais, who are in charge of their own individual quadrants of the living world, those quadrants being the North, East, South, and West. There are also the gods of creation, who provide the catalyst for life and planets to be born. The Shinjin above the regular Kais are the Grand Supreme Kais. Their job consists of monitoring the other world and the living worlds of the regular Kais. Their biggest purpose is to provide life for the planets to be born. They'll even divide up one planet to increase the numbers of the planets if needed. Each of the regular Kais of the four quadrants has their own Supreme Kai who takes on an advisory role. This brings their total up to 8. If you include the Elder Kai and the Supreme Kai of Time, that brings the total up to 10. If you made it to this point of the video, you're probably as surprised as I am of the Kais and their origin. Although they lack the strength compared to the Z warriors such as Goku, they make up with their knowledge of existence. It's this level of detail that makes the viewer appreciate their position in the series. Some of their abilities and techniques include magic materialization, a technique which gives them the ability to summon various objects of different sizes, shooting invisible ki blasts from their hands and eyes, teleporting from different multiple dimensions, including the living and the other world, mind reading, the ability to awaken anyone's true potential, and last but not least, life transfusion, which allows them to exchange their life with a person that's dead. The biggest benefit that separates the Kais from any other celestial being is that even though they can still die, it doesn't really affect them as much, as they are already otherworldly creatures. Being that they're heavenly deities, they're able to retain their bodies and receive halos without being forced to visit King Yama. Now that I've pretty much given you all the descriptive details on the creators of the universe of Dragon Ball Z, it's only fitting that I delve into the worlds of the gods. Typically, the structuring of a manga/anime's universe is at most points deliberate by the author, but Toriyama seems to be brilliantly going with the flow, making it feel as if he just recently thought of these ideas on a last-minute whim. So far, we've gotten a taste of the immeasurable power of a god, and we've gotten a useful explanation on what it takes to become one. The gods of destruction, or the destroyer gods, are in essence the precursors that rival the Supreme Kais in a sort of political affair. Unlike the Supreme Kais, who are meant to create life, the gods of destruction are meant to destroy planets with life, in order to maintain balance in the universe. This intel makes Lord Beerus and all his godly peers very complex, because viewers simply can't label him a villain. It's an awesome explanation because it drives home the thought that not only do us the viewers judge things we don't understand, but the residents living in the DBZ world judge things they don't understand as well. I think that's what we come to love about the later introduction of Beerus, because he's not there just to be a quintessential badass, and he's not there to promote violence just for violence sake. He's simply there to serve his purpose and to prevent the universe from getting out of control for not only himself, but the Kais as well. Once every 1,000 years, the Supreme Kais and the Gods of Destruction hold a coordination meeting to decide which planet should be destroyed and which shall flourish. This method serves as a conducive host for the universe. If the Kais and the Gods of Destruction waged war on each other, the universe would probably cease to exist. In short, the Kais depend on the Gods' destructive nature to trim the unnecessary fat in various universes, and the Gods get to happily stay active and explore the tasty delicacies of each planet. It's a little crazy imagining that the existence of Beerus is the main cause of Planet Vegeta's destruction, since he mentioned the fact that he was the one that issued the order out. It creates a debate on if it was a downright cruel act or a much needed one, since the Saiyans of Universe 7 were on a path of destruction anyways. If he didn't destroy the planet, would heroes of the likes of Goku and Vegeta exist to protect the Earth of Universe 7? And just what if he foreshadowed this and knew if he destroyed Planet Vegeta, he wouldn't be able to challenge the Super Saiyan God and get exposed to the Earth's tasty cuisines? Now that's literally some food for thought. The Gods of Destruction's special techniques and abilities include foreseeing the future through dreams, also known as divination, containing God energy, an energy only sensible by beings of their own level, pressure point attacks that allow them to immobilize any anatomy from any specimen, dispersing invisible ki blast, energy nullification, which allows them to cancel out damage done from normal ki, enhance hearing and depth perception, creating large supernova-like energy spheres that can wipe out an entire solar system, and last but not least, casting spelling seals. I've chosen to mention casting spells last because it played a major role in the way the Dragon Ball Z history was forged. Apparently, Beerus used a spelling seal on the Elder Kai after having an argument during a meeting. This spell trapped Elder Kai in a weapon that would later be known as the Z-Sword. It's said that it was the only way Beerus could let out his frustration without destroying the sacred world of the Kais. This is turning out to be a big history lesson, huh? Another question for thought is if Beerus never turned the Elder into a sword, would Gohan gain his ultimate powers? This entire origin story of the gods and kings of DBZ is thought-provoking, and we've only begun to scratch the surface. We still have a total of 12 universes to explore in Dragon Ball Super, and new origins for different elements are being introduced, such as the Super Dragon Balls and the mysterious dragon god Zorma. Just what is he? Is he a dragon created by a special race, or is he his own celestial being? But that's all I have for you guys today. What are your thoughts on this info if you haven't heard it already? And if you have, what are your thoughts on the expansion of the universe of Dragon Ball Z? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below and don't forget to like or dislike the video. To receive more DBZ content like this video, subscribe and share. And also, to get a confirmation that you've watched this video all the way through in its entirety, follow your comment up with #randomuniverse. But anyways, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.